The Democratic Republic of Congo's Grand Inga hydroelectric project extends across the mighty Congo River. It is considered by experts as one of the single largest projects big enough to power half of Africa.
This incredible feat of human ingenuity, when completed, will have the capacity to power Africa and indeed to export electricity beyond the continent. South Africa is extremely proud to be working so closely with DRC in realising this accomplishment.
The Inga 1 and Inga 2, along with the uncreated Inga 3 dam, are part of the dream of the Grand Inga. This is a $50 billion project that could eventually produce 44,000 megawatts of energy. Inga 1 and Inga 2 were completed in 1972 and 1982 respectively, but the remaining phase has deteriorated due to years of conflict and misrule until recent deals resparked hope for the Grand Inga. If created, it would exceed all other hydroelectric projects in the world, including China's Three Gorges Dam.
The energy sector is an economic pillar. When one has energy, you can afford to spur economic development. For us, it is very important that the Inga 3 project, which dates back a long time, be put in place in a way that can increase the production capacity and which is deserving of our clientele.
In February 2012, the previous plan for Inga 3 fell through when the dam's main source of cash, an aluminium refinery planned by BHP Billiton, was suspended. This led to a year of talks and eventually a deal with South Africa. It agreed to buy half of the power produced from Inga 3. Talk of progress at Inga comes at a time of raised hope for peace in a region where millions have died in nearly 2 decades of violence. The government has raised 1/3 of the required $6 billion for Inga 3 and hopes the gap will be filled by the World Bank and other financial institutions. Experts have, however, called for caution as the project plans to move forward.
It was planned that we work in phases. The first phase were the 2 central ones. The second phase was Inga 3 and Grand Inga, but they are dragging their feet a lot. There have been a lot of the same studies that were done on a lot of variants, but now we are doing a feasibility study financed by the World Bank, and if all that goes well in 2015, we will start the work.
Despite Congo's enormous power potential, only 9% of its 72 million inhabitants have access to electricity, and the nearby capital suffers frequent blackouts. The government hopes to choose a consortium to build the dam by April, and construction of the first phase would then start in October 2015 and take 5 to 6 years to complete.